Mr. Rogers for his opening remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I look forward to today's markup and spending a little time with my friends. As you know, Mr. Chairman, I've been very disappointed with the President's defense budget that he submitted earlier this year. It failed to even keep pace with inflation. It failed to keep pace with the bipartisan recommendation of 3 to 5% growth for the Defense Department each year, and I haven't been quiet about my frustration. We face near-peer adversaries that now spend more combined on defense than we do. I'm concerned that we risk losing our qualitative and quantitative advantage, and I fear what that means for our security in the future. Later today, I will offer a bipartisan amendment to increase the defense top line to align with what our Senate colleagues did earlier this year. My amendment includes member priorities from both Republican and Democrat members and unfunded priorities from the combatant commands and services. I anticipate its adoption with strong bipartisan vote. Mr. Chairman, the bill before us does represent a good bipartisan effort to fund and authorize the programs of the Defense Department. I want to thank you and your colleagues for their hard work in producing this bill. This bill invests in new and emerging technologies to provide the warfighter with the best tools to ensure victory. It focuses on improving our shipbuilding capabilities as well as our air and ground superiority. But most importantly, we will start to divest to invest. We must all understand that parochial issues need to be weighed against the defense of the nation. I'm a strong supporter of moving away from legacy systems that cannot help us win in a confrontation with China or near-peer adversaries. We will debate several important issues today. We will disagree, but we all have the same goal, to support the men and women who serve our nation. Our military represents the greatest force for good in the world that's ever been seen. 13 of our bravest Americans paid the ultimate sacrifice last week in Afghanistan. Their selfless service to our nation was marked by their dedication, patriotism, and willingness to put their lives on the line to help the most helpless. These Americans who stood in harm's way so that others could be afforded a better life will never be forgotten. What we saw in Afghanistan last month was devastating. The decisions that President Biden has made, or making, were disastrous. I fear America is less safe because of them. These self-inflicted wounds have made our job even more important and difficult. Today's markup will begin our duty to conduct oversight on the withdrawal from Afghanistan, but it cannot end here. We must find out what advice President Biden was given or ignored in making these disastrous decisions. We must find out exactly how many Americans President Biden left behind. We must find out how much military equipment President Biden left to the Taliban. Finally, we need a plan from the President to counter and defeat terrorists in Afghanistan. There are many more questions about what happened in Afghanistan that must be answered. It's the duty of this committee to find the answers. There's a tremendous amount of anger among the members on my side of the aisle over this blunder that unfolded in Afghanistan, and I'm as angry as they are. But I ask the members to channel that anger into productive debate. Let's get started today by making our nation safer and more secure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I look forward to the evening.
Thank you. And the only thing I would add to that is, if we're going to